about midweek what's happening. Really, I believe that the NFP is going to be the big swing number. But before I get to the board, I want to start with what's happening in metals. I think it's pretty impressive. Silver broke down to 30.50 and now challenging the highs. Same scenario in gold as well. Outside candle, I think you could buy them. All right, silver maybe not look for as much, maybe back to 32.80. We'll see what gold has in it too. 26.80 looks easy. And I bring it up because of what happened in South Korea yesterday. And when that happened, all the gold shares really put in pretty good days. Here's what happened in SILJ, and that's called higher. GDX is coming in higher at 40, I think is doable. So just a quick update that I think there's a trade on the long side in metals wrong against today's low. Everyone with me? Okay, let's get to the currencies now. I'm not sure if the dollar is going to be behind it. I still am in the camp that I don't think the dollar has topped yet. Even though we're starting to get a little bit of a reversal day here again, for me to get bearish a dollar and he closes back under this breakout, which is, I thought we might get because the gold silver ratio is definitely turning. All right. We had a false breakout, went right back to it. So this is bullish silver. So silver is your preferred long now that we're getting this um, false breakout in the gold silver ratio. Go with silver. It's really exploding now. It's up a buck. So something must be going on out there that I haven't heard of, but a huge move. Or is that 11 cents? That's 11 cents. Okay. Um, yeah, that's 11 cents and gold is up 870 while we're talking. Okay, so let's get back to the euro. Still my contention that this is not the low and that the dollar is going to euro's going to press, but there's so much negative press in here. We could rally. The euro would have to trade back over, say, 106 and a half for me to declare it a bottom. Similar, 106 might be enough. That's where the dollar held the breakout. We're putting in a little reversal candle here, but I can't get bullish euro, especially since euro pound is acting pretty negative. It looks like it wants to break down, which, just like the gold silver ratio makes silver your preferred long, the euro pound makes euro your preferred short. When you're bullish a dollar, when you're bearish a dollar, it makes cable your preferred long. So silver's your preferred long in metals, and cable is in currencies as long as EG is heading down like this. Let's talk about the yen. I said that we were due for any kind of recovery. I welcome it. You had lots of time to take profits along the way and bring your stops down to BE. It might be too convenient to look for the breakdown to be tested, but that's in between these two moving averages on the 4 hour. Let's see what the daily is showing here. But 52 is really an important level. I've shown this 52 level. And then 53 was pretty big because that's where it tried to hold after the breakdown day. I haven't done the fibs from here to here, but, I'd look at 50 to 61% back. I wouldn't be looking for 78% back. And part of the reason for the yen's strength is what's happening in the yields. I still think that yields have um, further to fall before we have to worry about 5% 10 years. Same in TLT. They're opening a little lower, but this is just a pullback after a huge move like this. Uh, Natural gas was under pressure, and that's something that I talked about. That this is a nice candle. I'd go with it here. I like the candle that we're getting. This is corrective. And I heard that the commercial setup is the opposite of every other time we've gotten to highs in nat gas. There wasn't any more, excuse the pun, fuel for the move because the public was already long, commercials were short, so it would give up the ghosts and go back to new lows. The opposite is true here now. The public is short massively, and commercials are long. So, with all those shorts in there, there's plenty of fuel for it to cover and to press. And I would say that every short up here has stops over this area here at 335. So that's a grand prize. And why do I think it's a possibility is, do you see this high here? I'm always going to come back to my work so that you know just not a bias, but you know the why behind the bias. So here we are with a confirmed high at the high. Never made a new high, just like a little triple top. So the real simple implicator, which is my name for the relative strength index, is implying that another high is coming because markets rarely peak when momentum confirms the move as it has here. S&Ps are railing. I'm looking for a reversal day here in NASDAQ. Let's not forget that Margot Amala, her big day on December 7th, lining up with the anniversary of December 7th, 1941, uh, is something to pay heed to. I'd say more than ever, the market's embracing that we're just going to keep melting up through the end of the year. Let's see if everyone can be right. Okay, let's see if everyone could be right. Let's take a look at a couple of stocks. Let's talk. Okay, we're getting, not much here. So they're not putting much in, but they all put in good days yesterday. We had this. To me, it looks like we're going higher. Um, and maybe we get back to 13 in silver, SILJ, if silver peaks at 32, 32 and a half. And let's take a look at some of the Mag 7s, see what they're doing. Um, Semis are strong. Okay. They really came back. I think we diverged back here. I'll take a look at NVIDIA in a minute. All of a sudden, there's heaviness in the financial sector, which was the leader. I think there's going to be more of a break there. Here's Amazon. I think we're making new highs here, and we're confirming on 4 hour, but if you go to longer time frames, we're not. Here's Apple, has made a new high for the move. Now, what I like about breakouts is that they can lead to false breakouts. Okay, so I was wrong. I was buying puts in here. Okay, and this is turning out to be what could be this whole big thing. And I wish I had a time machine and I could recognize that this was a triangle before I went into it, but that's what it is. So, we have this breakout now. I'm going back to last year's high and earlier in the late last year's high and the summer before. So you have a breakout at this 237 level. We should not trade underneath it. So we're confirming on the daily. I guarantee you we are not confirming on the weekly. And this is your leader. This and Meta have been the strong ones. So there you go. There's the breakout in Apple. And when the RSI comes up, there it is. We are diverging here. Okay, so go short under closes or get out of longs under 237. It's just $6 from here, so be careful with that one. Let's see, Meta is making a new high, and the weekly is diverging tremendously. Let's see if the daily still is. I think most of these weeklies will. Let's see if the daily, if it blew it out. Oh, still have a divergence in Meta at new all-time highs. Here's the RSI. So this too could have been a triangle. And here I'll show you what a triangle is. I know I'm going a little long, but I'm trying to teach here. I'm not trying, I am teaching here. Okay, well, anytime you say you're trying to do something, you're not doing it. Keep that in mind. So I'm doing it. So this looks like the triangle, and here's a breakout. So you could trade this on a false breakout back under 598. You could go with it. Yeah, it looks like melt up area. We're even getting a little pop in Google, but this is still the relative weakness. Look at this. Okay, so it's coming back from this big decline. 165 is a huge, I mean, a huge breakdown. It's going to open the door for 130. So compared to the other charts I've shown you, we're just retracing this break. Plus, this is not at new all-time highs. Google hasn't made highs since July of 2024, so that's 6 months ago. We with the market blowing off and getting parabolic. Um, Here's Netflix, which has been real strong. Um, Hard to fight that, Mo. And here's Microsoft. Hasn't made a new high, just like I think the other two I mentioned. I'm not sure we're going to see a new high, even with this melt up. I think this range here, they may want to take out stops here, but this could be a short candidate. And then here's NVIDIA, which I think is really going to be what's behind any disaster that we have. We've opened higher. It looks like a head and shoulders top to me could be developing here. I'm short. I'm buying puts in March. We get through 132. I think you're looking at 112 in a heartbeat. And then under 112 opens up the door for a lot of stuff. So I don't want to overwhelm you, but those are my views inside the market, not just the indices. And I think we've covered the dollar and the metals and yields and natural gas. So plenty of things for you to chew on. You have any questions, you could either come into the room. I also look at my videos and you can leave something, I see if there's comments underneath it. You have any questions or a market that you want me to cover, I'd be happy to do so. Just take a quick look at Bitcoin before I say goodbye. Let's get it over with already. Pop, go to 120, wherever. If we don't get going, I think 80 is a high likelihood. And with that being said, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And I'll see you in the room.